I have 3 different Apple computers. I have the M1 13-inch MacBook Pro, I have a 2011 13-inch MacBook Pro, and I have a 2010 Mac Pro. I use Final Cut Pro X to edit all of my videos, with the exception of the shorts that I do, which are shot right from my phone and uploaded from my phone. From time to time, I will buy transitions, plugins, filters, and other things to enhance my little videos that I make here for the 5 people who view them to potentially enjoy them. And I go to these sites to buy these from reputable sites, not some shady dark web stuff. Their sites are poorly managed. I have noticed that when you click on an icon, it takes a while to load up information on that. And then to go back, it takes a while to go back. And this just isn't one specific site. This is every site that I purchase these filters, transitions, text, and LUTs from. The other thing that annoys me about these sites is their search. Their search is missing one key component that I feel would help drive their revenues up if they added it. And I have mentioned this to them before, and they say it's a good idea, but I have yet to see it materialize. Because I have 3 different computers that have 3 different versions of Final Cut Pro X, I need to purchase 3 different packages of things from time to time. Sometimes they'll have a version 1, a version 2, and a version 3, and those will all work with 1, 2, or 3 of my computers. Sometimes they'll have a version 1 which will work with all of my computers, so I don't have to get the Mac Pro a separate one, or the MacBook Pro a separate one, or the M1 a separate one. Those are like this minute of a chance of happening. So when I search for something on their slow sites, I have to click on an icon of a product that I'm like, hey, you know what? I might be able to use that. I click on it, it takes a while to load. I scroll down and I look at the system requirements, and 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna work with my 2010 Mac Pro, and it's not gonna work with my 2011 MacBook Pro. And a lot of them don't even work with the new M1s available right now. So I go up to the search and I'm like, hey, why can't I search for the version of Final Cut Pro that I have? Why can't I click search transitions that work with Final Cut Pro 10.4.7 or whatever the number is? Why can't I do that? Why do you insist on having me on your slow website clicking on every single one to find out that it's not going to work with any of the computers that I have right now? Why don't you add search for packages that work with this version of Final Cut Pro X? If you did that, I pretty much guarantee that more people who create content would purchase from you, because you can show them all of the packages that work with that specific version of Final Cut Pro X, instead of clicking on one and it not working and being frustrated with how long it's taking your site to load up, and then clicking on another one and rinse and repeat. By the 3rd or 4th time I've clicked on a product that I want to see if it works with my version of Final Cut Pro X and your site's performance, I close down your site and I go about my day, because I have a hard time spending money on a product or a company whose website is, I have flushed better performing things than your guys' websites.